Alright, in this video, we're going to go through interpreting histograms. We started doing this before the Easter holiday, but we're going to go back through it just to refresh it a bit. Alright, we're going to go through an example of calculating total frequency. So again, to find the individual frequencies, we can just find the area of the rectangles. So that is just doing the width times the frequency density. After finding each of the individual frequencies for each bar, all you have to do is just simply add them together. So you'll add 40, 60, 56, and 32, and we should get an answer of 188 books. Now we're going to look at finding the number of books that cost between £5 and £25. To do this, it's very similar, but you just have to be careful of what bars you're actually using. We won't be using all of them, only some of them. So first we can find the frequencies from 5 to 10, which we already knew was 60, and then also 10 to 20, which is 56. And then after that, we actually only need part of that last bar. We're only using from 20 to 25, so the frequency is just going to be 8. Last step is just simply add those numbers together. So we'll add each frequency together to get 124 books that cost between £5 and £25. I'd like you to actually pause the video and try these 3 questions. Make sure you read them carefully and do your best. We will go over them shortly. Let's go over the answers. In the first problem, you need to first find the individual frequencies by multiplying the width by the frequency densities for each of them, and then just simply add them together to get a total of 740 people. Question 2 is looking for who spends less than £160. So we can use most of our frequencies from before except that last bar. We're only going to use a class width of 20. But then we just add them up as we normally would, and we get an answer of 700 people. Question 3 is now looking for who spends more than £120. So that's actually saying 120 till 200. We actually already have the frequencies for this. It's 140 and also 60. So we'll add those together to get an answer of 200 people spent more than £120. Last example of the video, we are now given a histogram that's only partially filled out, and the table that goes with it, again, only partially filled out. What we have to do is actually use the values that were given in both the bar as well as the frequency in the table to find our frequency density. We can use our frequency triangle to figure out what the frequency density is. So we've got frequency density is just your frequency divided by the class width. So that very first bar that we have, the frequency density is going to be 20 divided by 20, which is just 1. We need to use this to label the y-axis. To label the y-axis, we can see that our first bar is going to go up to 1. Then after that, every 5 squares, it will also go up by 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we end at 5 at the top. Then we can start by filling out our table. To fill out the rest of the table, if we're looking for the frequency density, it's just a matter of doing frequency divided by the class width like we did on the first one. But if we are looking for the frequency, we'll look at how tall the bar goes up, and then we will multiply it by the class width that we have. Last thing is to complete the histogram. So we've got missing bars from 20 to 30 as well as 40 to 60. You're just going to use your frequency densities you found and draw the bars that tall. Alrighty, that's all I've got for you for this video. If you have any questions, do feel free to post a comment on Show My Homework and I will get back to you. Thanks.